do you guys need a few more minutes, or you're okay with December? Few minutes?
I'm just checking on, I didn't.
Does anybody have any corrections or?
Megan?
I'm good. I didn't see anything.
Do we have a motion then to accept the minutes for December?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Is that Megan?
Yeah.
That's second, thank you. And then we have a vote from everybody who was in attendance. I don't know if Melinda can hear me. To all accept the minutes for December?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me.
Remember this time, any opposed?
If so, get out.
Wow, she's very forceful with me.
Right? Happy New Year. Iron fist with the ABA this year. I like it.
Yeah, well, where's your, yeah.
Right.
All right, treasurer's report.
Yes. So we had disbursements for Ginger's Award, the 4-H display, Sweet Charlene's cookies, and I did send those get well cards out to Terry and Cameron. And gave them a little note from us.
Yay.
And then our ending for 277976, our Taylor concert series did not change. We didn't have anything going in and out. So yeah, I mailed the cards out to him, just put a note from all of us, and I do have, for stuff for you, I mean, because you're the only one I don't have in my system, I'm gonna have to give you a paper just to fill everything out, and then I'll have all documents next time for everybody just to re-sign. So
Okay.
that's it. Otherwise, I did not have anything. I just made sure I printed that before I came over.
Perfect. You were right, Kyle. This meeting's gonna go very fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
So as far as new business goes, we were talking about starting committees. We're gonna have a strategic planning meeting right after this. So what I wanted to do is just get everybody else's input on what you guys think the ABA should be doing, and what committees should be formed. I think it should be kind of like an open discussion. This way we can make sure we're making good decisions in the next meeting after this one. So I guess we could start off by, maybe we can talk a little bit about events. What events you guys see for the future of ABA that, maybe may require some committee? Anybody?
I know, it's like.
Let me,
Okay, let me ask this question, because I'm new, right? So I can play the new card. Can you guys tell me a little bit about the events that you guys have done in the past? What are the names of them?
Well, we had street fair, but that has not existed for a couple of years due to COVID
Okay.
and lack of participation. Street fair it was a humongous effort, and it brought in thousands of people, other vendors. So it did run itself. It ran a good course for quite a while, but it doesn't seem to be as beneficial for the Athens Business Association members, for the retail merchants anyway, it seems.
Okay.
There seemed to be some discussion about that. It takes a lot of people to make street fair work,
Yeah.
and it takes a lot of planning.
Okay. So you got outside vendors in and front, what did you just
Like
block up?
47 we had last time.
Wow, okay.
I think we had close to 4,300 people that they loosely left. But again, it's a big endeavor.
Yeah.
I think the last one was before I came. That was like, I don't, like, when you guys did the last one, it was before I was actually here, so.
It was a lot of work. There was a core group of like 6 or 7 of us. But when it came down to the actual implementation, it became very encompassing, very involved. It was great, but there doesn't seem to be that kind of activity now within the business association. So it would be awfully hard to pull it together, I think, without a couple of years of good strategic planning.
Mm-hmm. And so did you guys go around to the different businesses and ask what they thought about it? Did anybody
We
talk to the
talked about
businesses?
it basically in our meetings here.
Okay. Okay.
No, but that's a good.
Yeah.
What you asked there.
What were some of the other things that you guys did?
I say the one I enjoyed this summer when we had our concerts and we had, all the hot cars coming.
Yeah, we had a car show,
That car show was awesome.
is it June or July?
It was hot. I was gonna say, I think it was July.
I was sweating.
where was that at?
Hot.
It was just right here, so we had
Okay.
the concerts in the park during the summer, and we piggybacked off that, and we invited, car enthusiasts to bring their car for that kind of generation to just be able to do two things at once. And we gave out free ice cream tickets for Sweet Charlene's for everyone who bought a 50-50 ticket, as well as the people who brought their cars too. And that was a good turnout. We got more cars than we expected. I think we ended up with, what was it, 16 cars?
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Where were these cars parked? In that parking lot back there?
Yeah, we definitely could do, I mean, like, next time I would definitely like section it off and.
Oh, absolutely.
But we were supposed to have that, but
Yeah.
somehow
They-
that
they, like,
the ball
pulled
got
off.
dropped with,
We spoke to the borough and they were supposed to coordinate the parking. Yeah, it never happened. So.
But other people that bought their cars were like really good about it. They were just
Yeah.
like, you know what, we just parked them
Yeah.
where we could. We could
Exactly,
go on
yeah.
another spot and everybody had a good time.
what was incredibly amazing about that was basically Megan and I, and then thank God for you and for Sarah.
Yeah.
They showed up just to be part of it, and that whole thing ran with 4 people.
That's great.
That's incredibly amazing, and it was successful. There were so many people that came to that.
And everybody really enjoyed
Because of that,
themselves, yeah.
that also goes to show you, all 3 communities, 4, if you count Nichols, do a music in the park, but nobody adds to it. It's the same
Yes.
old, same old, same old. This was different. This gave them the stick to bring people in.
Yeah.
It was really amazing.
Hope that there was another car show the same night, so people went
Yeah.
from one car show to another.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we heard there was another one going on, because I think some of them didn't even know we were heading,
Exactly.
literally just followed the other ones down.
That's
Yeah, so
really
that's pretty
cool.
Mhm.
So does somebody have the contacts for all these cars and?
No, it wasn't a registration type event. We put it out and we saw who was gonna come. It wasn't like a supremely planned event
Yeah.
where we had everyone register,
Mhm.
just because we had no idea who was going to show up.
Okay.
We did put the option out there for contact, but nobody did.
Okay.
They
So,
just showed, they're
Yeah.
car enthusiasts. If the weather's good, they're
They're
here.
coming, yeah.
If they think they have a crowd, they're here.
Yeah.
yeah, I contacted State Line and I let people know out there. They're not public facing, so I wouldn't contact them for anything.
Mhm.
I only did it because I have personal contacts there that I can reach out
I
to.
have some there too as well now.
Okay,
Yeah,
I would just be careful with that.
yeah.
Too, who, like, I don't know who was sponsoring the other car show that night,
It was at one of the,
but if.
It was
we-
their healthcare
Yes,
center.
Sarah.
Was it? Because I mean, maybe if we reached out to them and found out maybe
Like who they
how they
actually-
contacted and had that group.
Well, we know a couple of the drivers, and that's, all it takes is one driver.
Just like word. of
They
mouth.
tell the drivers, you know.
It's like motorcycles, you get them all in one, you
Yeah.
get them all.
That's right. It's a brother sisterhood,
Yeah.
basically.
I think with the limited space here, even if we worked with the borough, having some kind of registration or knowing how many cars we would have would help with
Oh,
arranging that.
I agree
I
with
mean,
that. Yeah.
we did great figuring out where everybody was going, but I think that would help it
It would make
in the
it,
next planning.
yeah, it would
So
make it.
according to Bert and Claudia Chicano, who brought their Corvette, they were the first ones in, nobody had talked to them, but they came. They made a decision 5 minutes before they got in the car because they watched the weather. They knew about it, they didn't reach out to any of us, but they all watched the weather. My son also came with his car, and he said the same thing, Mama, I didn't get in the car until I saw the weather. So, you know, that's really what they rely on. This is gonna be a good night.
No, we truly did really well on that night.
Based on-
It rained like half the summer.
Thursdays, we got lucky then.
Yes.
Yeah.
This year was tough on
Yeah.
Thursdays in the weather, so we lucked out on that then.
There's just a lot.
So it sounds like that's something that we want to carry forward and
Believe so.
grow off of, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Just to remind everybody here of the poll we ran a couple months ago. We had talked about moving away from street fair and focusing on 4 smaller, easier to manage events. These are the results here. Our top 4 choices: Cornhole Tournament, Car Show, Shop Small, Shop Local Event, and Battle of the Bands, the 4 that we voted on a couple months ago.
What I like.
Obviously, I don't think that's like set in stone, we've gotta do those 4, but
Right.
Well, honestly, I think that as a business association, I think that it's really important to get these businesses involved in
Mhm.
what it is we're gonna do here where they are.
Mhm.
So I think that'll it'll make it more or less of like, it'll make it less of oh, the Athens Business Association is putting this thing on again. It'll make it, we, as a community here, are putting it on together.
It's
So,
incredibly important, you're right. It's just getting them to feel like they want to be members of the organization too,
yeah,
so that they will get involved.
and I'm gonna go to every single business in Athens.
I'm proud of you.
I will. I think when we bought Choice, that's the first thing I did was I went everywhere that I possibly could to meet every
Okay.
single person.
Wonderful.
And it's done wonders for us there.
Mhm.
We want to make sure that we're a community resource down here
Good.
too.
Good.
You know, we want to make sure the ABA, we are the ABA, like we have a presence here, we know they can come to us if they need something.
Thrilled to hear that.
So, that is my plan.
That's great, because besides the businesses who aren't in the ADA already, we have a hard time with just some of the businesses who are part of the ADA, just being a member
Mhm.
and,
They're not involved, it just feels like they're just cutting a check for no reason.
Yep.
And the likelihood that they're gonna continue, the attrition rate's gonna be incredible when you're trying to do something like that. So, all right, so the
So-
top four.
Irene, you were asking about committees and different committees that you think should be formed. I wonder if it'd be beneficial to have like a business outreach committee where there's a person or two. I don't know that it would need to be a bunch of people. I know that you said that you had a goal to go out and continue to, or well, at least do an initial introduction to each of the businesses in Athens. But I wonder if having a committee that was like a business outreach committee, that anytime we have one of these events and we're looking at all the businesses in Athens and we're like, oh man, I wonder if this business would like to be a part of this, if they want to like bring, like not provide food for free, but like set up a place where they could, you know, sell food at or something like that, then that committee could go ahead and contact said businesses to try to go ahead and add more and expand. So I'm wondering if, and like, yeah, like a business outreach committee.
That would probably be
maybe.
beneficial, and it doesn't even have to be a large committee, in my opinion. I think that if you have too many people involved in that type of committee, the business owners, they're not gonna have a relationship with you. They're gonna
Yeah.
have too many coming in and they don't know who is who anymore.
And
So-
I actually, not because I'm not a big fan of good idea fairies, meaning people that come forward with good ideas, but then don't step up to the plate. And I hope that doesn't sound too harsh. I can't read anybody's face because you guys all look very tiny. But my point being that I would so be willing to be on that committee or be a one person committee for that. Because it kind of runs in line with something that I'm planning doing this year anyway, which is like going around and interviewing businesses and stuff like that, and
Well, I love that.
trying to so so
and it went over like,
Yeah.
No, that's great. Like, I'll give you thumbs up. You can't see our faces. I'll give you thumbs
Yes,
up.
yeah, I don't even know if it's me and Barry behind this thing. So I like that idea, Melinda. I think that's a really great idea. And like I said, 1 to 2 people, I think 2 people really is what it should be made up of. And I think that it's also important to have follow-up. So we put on these great events, you know, I go see them, I'm gonna say because I'm gonna make it easy. So I go see these businesses and I say, okay, the ABA is planning these events. We'd really love you to be a part of it. You know, what are your thoughts on it? Let them give me input. And then when we do whatever event it is that they're okay with, go back afterwards and say, how did it go for you? What could we have done different? Because I feel like a lot of organizations will go and do these great things, but then they're just stuck. Like, they don't go any further. They don't have any feedback. They don't know, you know, we can sit in this room all day and make changes to events, but if we don't get the outside involved, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly right.
So, yeah, I think that that's definitely a very good idea for that committee. How do you guys feel about the top 4 events? Do you still feel the same way when you voted on those events that were up there? Kyle, how do you get the back on there again?
The only one I question is cornhole tournament, and that's because every bar has them, you know? That's the only thing, but that may be a plus also, because then they want to come and compete in another one.
I think a lot of it with that one especially is most of those guys will register ahead of time. They
Okay.
will come and
Okay.
it's an easy moneymaker and it's one like, and I don't mean like that we're still about money, but
Right,
it helps us to have the other events where that's an
Okay.
easy one to do. And most of the time with
it's
those,
still a fight. It's not
right,
like,
right.
you
And
know.
as I say, most of the time with those, like, especially, like, I'll just give it, my husband, my brother-in-law, they all play, like, they all play.
Mhm.
If I say we're having one, there will probably be like 10 or 12 of them that will come, they'll all register, they'll all play. And half the time with like the prize, like say like they, whatever they put in, like half of it is like part of their prize or what, you know, how it, most of them will donate that back,
Mhm.
especially if it's
Okay.
going towards something. So
Okay.
like for that one, I don't think there's probably too much that we have to do setup wise,
Just
but it would bring in a good probably crowd might not be. And so then we'd want to figure out how to bring in
So you
ADA.
can change, so here's what you could do with that too, like, and I don't want to take too much longer on that, but why don't we get the businesses to come together, right? So not every business in Athens is a retail business. And which means, you know, I might not know you because I don't come into your location to buy something from you right now. But if we put something together and say, let the businesses go against each other for cornhole and kind of make it a little competitive and fun, and maybe bring in some local food and make it a fun event, I think that would
Yep.
benefit. It'll be with what our vision is.
It'd be different than a borrowing,
Yep, completely.
which is.
And we could have the businesses sponsor the cornhole boards.
Exactly, yeah.
And put like their logos on them. I mean, we have stickers in the computer, or, the shop that does that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we can,
When we were attempting to plan it for Mooney's last year, called Mixing It Up with Mooney's, each team would have been comprised of businesses. They would create a team, they bring their own team. And then we also would have businesses sponsoring boards. So you may not have the team that, so say Mooney's had a team, they wouldn't be on the Mooney's board, they'd be on a different board, so it would be different teams.
Yeah, that's where they're mingling a little bit.
Exactly, yeah.
And what, month did you guys do that in? Do you remember,
It was supposed to be, I think, June.
June?
It was never.
Yeah, the manager at Mooney's left and didn't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was
That was great.
You know, I'm a new guy here too, also, I'm gonna play that card.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Are we involved with a golf tournament at all? You know, I'm into athletics, so,
You know what, that's a brilliant idea, because at Tommaso's, they have these tournaments sponsored by every
constantly.
organization going, you're right,
But I don't know if we participate, like, I know Greater Valley Chamber has one.
okay?
Is that one that
we
we,
don't participate in any golf tournaments.
We don't.
There's several of them that Joey runs up there.
well, that's,
And I think those are fairly easy to put together.
they are.
The performance already.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
I know nothing about golf. That is not what to put me with.
You know, drive a cart.
I just, listen, I can drive a car and do a few drinks everybody. That's about
I
it.
was gonna say, I don't know how big the
Courses
courses are, but
It is,
the
yeah.
golf outing I did for my kids' school years ago, that's what they had us teachers do, just drive the carts around
Yeah.
and check on people,
I
burn
would
drinks.
gladly do that.
Right.
Like, do not leave me with the golf.
Well,
Yeah,
The
same.
the other thing that I wanted to just bring up, I don't know if it's for this year or whatever, but the volleyball tournament. I'm involved with quite a bit of the volleyball around the area. And, I know some of the, you know, young ladies who play in school still, and I also have my sons who actually are very competitive and very tall.
Got some stragglers.
But, no, we play in tournaments and, you know, certainly people are always looking for a tournament. But, you know, these things along with cornhole, it's kind of, you know, different levels of things. You don't want to have big bruisers. My son's 6'7", and he hits very hard. You don't want him going up against a, you know, 4-foot high school girl. You know, so it's one of those things where you have to kind of make sure people understand what the level of competition is. And cornhole, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Cornhole is, I mean, went to the company picnic this year and I'm thinking I'm hot stuff and these guys come up here and just flip, 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 zing, zing, zing. And I'm like, okay, what is going on
Oh,
here?
I'm terrible at that game. I have fun doing it, but
Yeah.
I don't look very intelligent when I'm doing it.
The more you drink, the better.
Try that.
Some of these guys are
It
drinking.
truly
water.
is, yeah.
So I think that I would like to add to the next agenda that we have, so we have more time allotted to continue discussing this, especially because we're gonna have the strategic meeting after. But thank you, I really appreciate everybody's input. It makes it a lot easier for me to try to
It does.
think. All right. Kyle, are you good? You want to go to Sarah? You have anything?
What's up?
You have anything for the strategic planning, or are you good?
No, that's pretty much, we're pretty much taught, we will have the strategic planning meeting after this. Yeah, so if you guys, if anybody has any suggestions, things that we can talk about at that, feel free to throw it out at us.
Perfect. All right, Sarah,
Yes.
that's you now, right?
Yeah. So we had the Christmas event at the theater that was, kind of a quickly done event. It went well. It was not like a huge success, but, the event the weekend prior had been canceled due to COVID concerns. And so people were like, so that Sunday when that got canceled, we were already getting, is next weekend canceled now? Kind of questions, and we were like, not at this time.
What else, you don't know.
Right, like, no, not yet, we don't know, so, the people that came, they loved it, I probably handed out, I think there were just under 100 people that came to see the movie, and they were dressed in their outfits, everyone wore pajamas, we had, the conductor was there, and it was, he's one of the teachers at Athens, plays the ukulele, can't think of his name right now. But like he dressed, he did the whole getup, really cute, did pictures with the kids by the tree. We had, Mel came from the Sarah Business Association. They had made, bells. So there was a bell with, or string with a bell on it. That every kid got at the end of the movie. We handed out a hot cocoa kit as well, so they got cocoa and a peppermint stick, and then, they'd also each got a ticket that, the Sarah Business Association drew up too. It was, Polar Express tickets, so when they came in, they each got a ticket, and then the conductor went and stamped it, so the parents got cute pictures of all that. It was super fun. We have lots left over, so we can do it again hopefully next year, because it did turn out really cute. And as with so many things, it was kind of a very quickly
They should be able to.
put together thing. We had originally wanted to do one movie, and then that was the movie Citizens, or, Coldwell Banker had taken, and, we didn't get our input in there quick enough, so it was, but I thought it was good. I thought it was really sweet. A lot of the kids, it was their very first movie ever, because they're a vet, like COVID kids haven't been to the movie, so a lot of these little ones were like in tears about it. It was just so sweet. And it was really, really special. And then, like I said, we handed out the stuff to come down here too, so that the magic could continue for these families. And I thought it was really, really well done. It was fun. It was a nice thing for the family.
So Sarah, that was a joint endeavor with Athens and Sarah Business?
And Waverly, however, Waverly, we knew we're only going to contribute monetarily because of Cameron being injured.
Oh my
Right.
God.
So we knew that it would just be the Sarah and Athens
Still, that's one.
Business Association. Yeah, and, Sarah they did a lot of that legwork, they strung all of the,
Right.
all the stuff. And Rebecca, I can't think of her last name right now.
From Realty,
Yeah, uh-huh,
yeah, her.
yeah. Yeah, we go to church together. Something or other, is the one that printed out the cute little tickets. And like I said, we have a whole bunch of them left over for next year.
Now you have stuff you can take pictures of when you're promoting it.
Yeah, yeah. And, I believe Celebrations, gave the Swiss Miss cocoa kit. So like, it just was really cute. I think we have a whole case of those left over too, so.
That's adorable.
It was fun. It was a really cute thing. I mean, it was just I hope that we can continue all three of the business associations doing a joint thing like that each year. I thought that was just a really nice thing to do. But yeah.
Inside my kids missed it. All right, Kyle.
The business person of the year vote is out. The link it was in the email. If you didn't see that, go out, make your votes by January 20th. I'll also post it in the Facebook group for the meeting, but work there, just make sure you go out and do that before January 20th, the banquet. I'm sure everybody's heard by now as well. Yeah, Eleanor passed away this.
No,
past
shock.
week. Yeah, the office.
Her services were today.
Before, the plan has been that the banquet was moving back to the spring this year, where we had it in the fall because of COVID. We pushed it off the last 2 years, we had it in the fall. So we'll have to get,
We already, before she got sick, we were talking about the emceeing and where, you know, it's gonna be the same place and but earlier in the year, and that's all I have.
yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So at least as of now, there's a chance that that happens in March, so if we're gonna have something made up to hand to our business person of the year, that needs to be solidified, ordered, and delivered before early March, so make sure you go out and vote by January 20th.
Okay, so we have the committee updates, 2021 committee updates, so Sarah and Rochelle.
I don't have anything new.
No, I mean, the last thing we were doing with the B2B was something similar to what Melinda was talking about. We were trying to get businesses just within the ABA itself to either provide us with some information. We emailed it to people. We offered to come in and take pictures or video and put together a little video so we could present their businesses to the ABA. Promote more community within at least ourselves. We had 0 response.
That's very.
So have we invited them to come to our meetings and like
Yeah.
and present and stuff too? Is this what we changed over and instead of you doing the videos and the editing?
No, that was actually, that's a different thing, yeah.
Okay. All right, Kyle, it's back to you.
Not too much to report. This honestly was not my best month as far as staying on top of stuff. I totally forgot to send out the email for the social content this month. I will send that for as soon as that's my to-do list to do today. So, just sending any content that you have to post through January, and I will have like a digital interview almost, like we basically just hand some questions, send all the gold people that reach gold this year. We'll make that into a little blog style interview sort of thing to post. And then the platinum members will get, that's where,
I'm like, I knew it was somewhere. Okay.
yeah, I'll sit down with you guys and set up times to go talk with Matt on the island.
Perfect.
Can I make Jason come talk to me?
No. I think Jason was living at the radio station for a little bit.
Yeah.
So funny. And the high school intern.
That honestly, I let slip through the cracks. I think I sent Brady an email that he didn't respond to, and then
You want me to call him?
holidays happened and lost track of it. So I will follow up with him again. Finally getting in there to talk to him.
Sarah, do you want to talk about community?
Listen, I had lots of big plans for last year and very little follow through on community ideas. We did the planters, we did things like that. I know that Sarah is getting all kinds of grants to like do revitalization type things. I don't really know how we get in on all that.
I could find out.
That would be amazing.
Is that through that whole revitalization project?
Isn't that like, what's his name, Chris Brown?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
that I know is like a fair.
Right, that's a
Specific
fair
thing.
thing.
But I'm sure
Right.
there's grants here though.
Yes.
There's
I just
Yeah.
Community
saying,
foundation?
I don't think it'll be the same exact.
Right, right.
contact
No, but
people,
it's
like,
Place to start.
We'll just look into what grants are available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Grants, they make my head spin. That is not my forte at all. That is not where I am good. I have great ideas of how to make things pretty. But that's about where I'm at with it. So,
Like the porch contest and stuff. I know we didn't get
We
like a
did
lot
do
of
the-
people, but
right.
I like that.
yeah, we did do the porch contest. It turned out good. We only had, I think, like 4 people respond to it, but we also didn't, we did it at the same time as Sarah's. I think we were trying to like do it together, but then Sarah sort of
Shocking.
right, did what they do with things and kind of overshadowed that it was like, it wasn't a valley-wide thing, it was, and they did a ton of marketing for theirs, so ours was much less known, I think. And that is my nice way of saying
And of
that.
course, we tried to partner with them and do this together, but they declined. Is that what happened?
No,
They
they,
accepted and then just didn't promote us.
and then they just did theirs as they do.
Sarah does it all the time.
I know, well, I'm on their board as well, so I'm like, what the heck? I can easily say the things I want to say.
Just say it. I'm not here to
Listen,
just say it.
this is a videotaped. Kindness. No, I
You can be
mean,
kind,
they
but-
very much like, they've been doing this for many years and they know how to promote the things that they do very, very well, that are like continuous things. Do I think sometimes it cuts the people trying to help or trying to join in on the fun a little bit? Yes, I do. You know, and I think that we really also feel that way with some of the things that they're not, or, you know, that we all say, oh, we should all do this thing, and then, you know, one business association kind of does it. So, and I think that that's something that would be good to work on this year. I know last year we didn't meet at all, the 3 business associations, did we?
So,
I don't think we did. The year prior, Kyle and I had met with Mel and Cameron and Colleen a few times, just to try to have that camaraderie, a little bit more. But I think last year we sort of let that go a bit, and we need to maybe bring some of that back.
totally personal for me.
Yes, I know it is.
Yeah, it was right after the Battle of the Bands, and we stopped talking. Right before the Battle of the Bands, we had.
Or Irene, I think maybe you and I should go have lunch with some people.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. So I think that would be good. You know,
They like me for now.
I'm always big on saying,
like that you said for now.
you know, there's more room at the like, there's always more room at the table.
There really
It's no
is.
longer table, like, there's more room for all of us. It is 4 miles from us to Waverly, like, it is not, we are not these separate.
No, we're the valley.
So I can
entities.
help, and honestly, I have to say, speaking from Waverly, because I'm
Right.
the treasurer of that, they actually really do want to work together.
Yes,
Like, the meetings that we have are never like, oh, don't ever do anything with that. Like, it's always like, Cameron, like, all of us in there are always saying, why are we're all killing ourselves individually, but if we all
Right.
got together, it'd be great.
Right.
So they're okay with doing stuff
Yeah.
together.
It's just the one in the middle that we have to kind of work a little
Yeah,
on the
we'll
sharing with.
take care of that, it's
Yeah.
fine.
So, I would say I was with the Waverly Business Association for a while. I loved them. They were great. If my store had flooded, we'd still be there, you know? So, yeah, it's just a matter of all working together. But anyway, so community, we just need to figure out some grants or some.
Right, and figure out some different cool ideas that we
Yeah.
can, when we apply for these grants, like, oh yeah, they should definitely have that grant.
Right, well, and I know, like, I did the planters this year again, with a local lady that had been messaging the ABA saying that she thought it was awful that our planters weren't done yet, and I it took me a little longer than I meant for it to, and so I ended up having her help me do them. And then I realized that we have a Valley gardening club, and I said, why am I planting these at all? Why is this not, like, why am I doing this? So I'm going to, Marie Kwasnowski is, she has good contact for me with it, and she was like, I am happy to give you that info, and I
She's
said,
so sweet.
she is fabulous, so she's on my board at the.
She's on my board too.
We
Yeah,
have the
I,
Kwasnowski Cup for Scholarship Challenge.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah,
They're personal
I-
friends of mine.
yeah, I just adore her, she's fantastic. But, so it's also a bit more of the work smarter, not harder mentality that we need to do with some of this.
Well, and also your point of being more inclusive
Yes,
is huge.
yep.
Get these people involved.
Yeah.
So, and Robinson's always sponsors our flowers, like always donates the flowers, Robinson's Landscaping, not the greenhouses. So,
Actually, a new client has one.
Oh.
They're really nice.
Yeah, they're fantastic, and they did our tree too, which I thought was beautiful. You know what I mean?
Oh, the one in the, yeah, I know, that was huge.
So it was cute. So,
And we have to thank Melinda because
for getting it in
I
there.
had to go back to her house and gather the tools necessary to make it fit into the
Good
can.
Nice, thank you.
Can we take a moment to talk about how cute her little nutcracker outfit was on
Oh my
stage?
gosh.
Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. I loved everything about it.
Someone must have a picture.
I'm sure there are
All right.
pictures, yes. And, I mean, she came to make it work. It was adorable. So.
You guys are so sweet. Thank
Oh,
you.
and then-
Thanks for,
Did anybody see her dancing? with
thanks.
Santa?
Yes, oh my gosh.
That Santa that we got was such a sweetheart. I really like, oh, sorry.
In Athens with highlights of past events and maybe a little blurb about what we're hoping to come first. We sent out a newsletter or hand out a newsletter that we reprint, because it just goes so.
Right.
Now, again, that's library patron, so maybe it wouldn't be the same, but
No,
if
but
we
honestly,
have a newsletter for every business.
I feel
even
like if we
for the
had
month,
pictures in our monthly
Yeah,
letter,
we
people might read it more.
that might
No,
be
I
a
think
good
that's great.
personal way to reach out to every business here.
Right.
And with the talk about things about the grants and ideas, Rochelle and I had talked about, like a caricature map of the businesses and like the caricature of the business owner and maybe a QR code that people could scan with their phone then with information about the business.
And
And I know
pictures like
Rochelle
Linda and-
Use
Yeah.
some local
Right.
artists and stuff like that as well.
Mhm.
We were just starting to build that idea.
Yep. I was going smaller, she's like, huge, so you're talking about.
So, and then for fundraising, we did the event at the theater last year and it brought in some money, like it brought in some money, and that was, I think, the only fundraiser we did. It was not huge, again, it was a quickly put together thing. The only ABA member that attended was Sarah Watson with me, so thank you, Sarah, again for that. And we did, some of the businesses donated baskets to raffle. Robinson's did a money tree, that was our big item. Yeah, I did end up having a few people because I posted the pictures on our webs, or, on Facebook. I did Facebook Live with it because that was my whole life, for like a year and a half. And I ended up having people, like Terry Johnston couldn't make it, but she Venmoed me cash. So I don't know if maybe getting a Venmo or a Cash App for the ABA would be a good thing.
Would you like me to look into
I would love that. And then we could have that QR code, for like the 50/50 raffle, things like that. I mean, any of our events, like, we could have a donate. Thank you.
I never have cash on.
Yeah. And then for any of our events, we can just have like one of those donate here things. And then it's, so it's not the ugly
Yeah.
tip jug thing.
No, I'll look into that because there's some that you can do where reduce, I don't know if you said like Cobra, literally if you walk up, scan it and it'll go right where
Right.
you want it to go. Okay, I'll look in, I got you.
We use,
So-
literally gonna work.
So I think that might be a good way to do that. Last year, I brought up, oh, how are we gonna make money at some of these events? And I was told a few times, not everything needs to make money, so I kind of was putting the fundraising on the back burner, but I know there are some bigger things that we wanna do that we're going to need
Yeah.
Yeah.
funds. So, as we plan some of our events that are community-based, I think we need to also keep in mind, how are we going to generate some sort of income at them so that we can continue to offer them to the community. I have a very nonprofit mind because I have to pay my bills at the theater or at the shop and other things, whereas when I work at the theater, I'm like, oh, right, like we have grants and we have this and we have that. So it's a weird thing that I'm kind of between them both, and learning a little bit more with, that. So that's an interesting place to be, for sure. But so I think definitely some more fundraising things would be good this year.
Summer concert series also raises
Yeah.
decent money.
Thank you.
So membership, Rochelle, Kyle.
At this point, it's really just making up the application for next year, but kind of pumping the brakes on that until after the strategic planning meeting, and we can kind of hear a vision of, we have that page that suggests or what events we're doing throughout the year, and you know what I mean, like there's, where we try to like tell them about what our plans are. We should set them up.
I know
Well,
Lyle from
organize
Morales,
that.
wants to join in. They're next door to me. They just opened, I wish we'd known when their ribbon cutting was. I know Kyle was at it.
I learned about it like the day before. it happened.
Right. Wiles and Morales, or Morales and Wiles. They used to be part of, LeVar, yes. But Heidi came and introduced herself and she was really interested in it. She said, I want to join the ABA. And I said, well, these are what our meetings are. She said, that doesn't really work for me. Keep me in the loop. And I said, absolutely. And she said, as soon as you have the application out, please let me know. And I said, absolutely. So
Where are they actually at?
they're between Electric Zombie and Shea Creations. So,
Oh, yeah, that is.
yeah, it used to be a restaurant, a really yummy restaurant.
Yeah.
And then it was Dan Barrett's office.
So it had a lot of flood damage that never got cleaned up, and I know
Right.
someone went in there and tried Kelly,
Kelly, right,
and it was,
a disaster.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they came in and cleaned it up.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
they've been working on it for
It's just a
months.
nice building.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful,
It
oh
is
my
a big
goodness.
building.
Yeah, and they did a lot of work in it. It looks really nice.
Good.
It's a lot of office space now. So yeah, they're a new business that just opened, and then I thought I saw there was another new business that had just recently come into Athens, and I wish there was a better way for us to track that.
I know, the only thing I get is the newsletter or the emails from the chamber
Right,
sometimes.
but if people don't know to contact the chamber, or not all of us are chamber members.
Yeah.
Some of us are salty towards them. Much like Kyle is towards Sarah. So it would be nice if we all just got along with the chamber and then we could all do all the things that way, but we should. Don't. But I just think we need to maybe work a lot more on trying to keep track of new businesses that are coming in to make them feel a little more welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should be the first one in the door. We should be
Absolutely,
the first one in the door before they even open the door.
absolutely. Yeah. Interesting. So,
All right, I think that's everything here. We have reminders on here. Membership dues, January 1st. I have to come up with a meeting location for next month.
Maybe that's just maybe she was just saying to offer to, if anybody would like to host, let us know. We can, bet Gannon, we could do it again next month, almost certainly. But
my space is not big enough.
just.
Oh, we're always a fallback.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do, if you want to switch it off.
It's great that they're
one-
doing
Yeah, whatever works for me.
Would you like to be at your place next month?
That's fine, that's fine. And it's always the first Tuesday, right?
Yep, yeah, first Tuesday. The agendas to be believed, it'll be February 1st.
It is February.
I also saw that it says, I guess it's membership dues.
So depending, I have very major surgery happening in 9 days or 8 days. So I don't know if I'll be able to make that. I will if I can. But I'll keep you posted on how I'm doing. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a life-changing thing, so we'll see how it goes for me.
Okay.
All right, so anybody have any suggestions, questions, concerns, or comments?
I guess there is one little comment I'd like to make that piggybacks on what Sarah said about, and you about being first ones in the door when a new business. How about some of the businesses that have been here that have dropped away from us? I'd love to see them revisited too.
And that's the thing, like I said, I'm gonna go to all these businesses
Okay,
in Athens. I really am.
okay.
I think that it's important. If we're gonna revive this organization and make it new and exciting again, you gotta get rid of the bad blood and bring in.
So maybe it wouldn't hurt for some of us to take a couple of those visits with you,
Yeah, I would love that.
you know?
That's what I think, that's kind of what like Melinda was talking about, kind of going, I would love that. I wouldn't do probably any more than 2 people. You don't want to overwhelm.
Right, but at least show an interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there some sort of a master list of the businesses?
I had one that had like 27 members at one time, but I think we're down well under 20 now, right?
I mean,
I mean, it was one of those things that we didn't ask members year in and year out to pay, so the list just kept growing and growing and growing and growing, and we just said, oh, they didn't pay, oh, well, they're still members. So yeah, the list was that big, but it was never that big.
Well, the list I'm referring to is the one that they were active members for some time before we got into the last administration.
Well, I think for years before Tim left, there were businesses that were still listed as businesses that we never got applications, never got checks, because they paid 4 years ago. They applied, their members, their membership was never pulled when they didn't renew.
Yeah.
So that's my impression of how that went.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
not sure.
kind of crack down on that.
Yeah, one of my first moves was, okay, everybody here, it was actually, I had to plan and announce that it was gonna get pulled, we were gonna start pulling everybody as of March 1st, or as of April 1st, the March that everything closed down, and then I wasn't gonna be the jerk that says, nope, you're not an ABA member during this really hard time for your business. So we let it go for another year, but.
That would not have been.
That would have been, yeah. All right, so let's make a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Second. All in favor? Okay. 252.
I would like to see if I had any, like, this guess was ones that were dues or paid, but I know that was.
Kyle and to Gannon for letting us talk.
Sports. I just
That was
wondered
the
if the borough had a list of businesses that had.
That's a good point too. You know, it's very good.
Yeah,
Or something.
Right.
Something.
I might have something, but I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Let me see if I can get a phone call for him to be like, just happens. If Melinda has anybody looking to
Learn more about.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, she was
The
talking
jobs
about
in your
started,
place for a
you know, I
job
think she
or
wanted
something,
to-
you'll
I just
know
happened to know
why
that.
there's information.
Melinda,
all
is there
down
something
at the
you wanted to
side.
say before?
Okay, so you want this at the library?
Well, I'm just making sure that everybody
Here.
here has one of these, like, behind something.
You
I would.
go. Definitely not mine.
Irene, I think you're talking to me, but I can also hear everybody else talking. Were you talking to me, Irene? Were you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, so I just had 2 questions. One, I want to make sure that I pay my dues and that nobody thinks that I'm being delinquent and showing up at a place where I shouldn't be. Did I hear you guys say correctly that you're going to redo the dues form? Or
The form, the last page will stay the same.
okay, perfect. Because
Like introducing us and what we're doing throughout the year, those sort of things. It has the officers on it, that stuff. I need to update that. But
okay, but like the application and like the amount of money and all of that stuff, that's same.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Because I had it filled out and I was like, okay, I can redo it, I guess. Okay, perfect. So I'll be sure to bring that in the next meeting. And then another thing is I'm running kind of a fun, cute little one-off kind of campaign. It's like Princess for an Afternoon, where I'm gonna go ahead and have little girls come in and wear like these beautiful little couture gowns that I have in the studio. And I do not photograph little girls, I photograph women. But for some reason, I can't stop thinking about this fun thing. It could be the fact that my daughter's turning 8 this year. I don't know. But it's just like, it's a really fun, cute little thing that I'm doing. I have these beautiful princess crowns that each girl is going to get to take home after her photo shoot. And anyway, just a really cool experience. And I wanted to let you guys know that that was something really cool that I'm doing. So if anybody did anything cutesy, or if you have any little girls that like to dress up as princesses, I'm actually looking for some models to help me initially market it before I officially open it up for booking to the public. But if that was something that anybody felt like their business would like to put in something in the gift bag that they're going to get at the end of their shoot, anything like that, it's just gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really cute, and it really is Princess for an Afternoon. But that was it.
What age group are you looking for?
So I'm looking for ages basically between 5 to 10. And so I'm looking for specifically like one girl that's a little bit older because I've got some bigger gowns that I would want the older girl to go ahead and wear. And of course, any girls would need to be okay. Their parents would need to be okay with them being put on, sorry about that, with them being put out on social media. Like for me, I'm really weird. I don't actually put my own kids, except my very, very young son, out on social media. All my older kids, I stopped last year putting them on social media, but anybody else, if they have kids or grandkids, little girls between the ages of 5 and 10 that like to be froofy and play around in dresses and do pretty things.
Right. I really got you covered. I got you covered. You got your whole photo shoot. Hold on.
Right. Well, and I recognize like it's not a thing for every little girl. Like some little girls are like, Mom, do not put me in this horrible dress. Where's my mud?
Oh, no,
You
my
know.
daughter is a princess every day.
Yes. Oh, I love that so much. All right. So maybe we'll have to talk, Irene, and you can let me borrow some of your girls. But yeah, those are my things. Thank you so much for checking in and asking. I really appreciate that.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry.
All right, meeting adjourned for real?
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure we got her. She was like covered it off earlier. I forgot, yeah. I was like, wait.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, do we need a picture?
People.
Are we supposed to do that?
Work a lot.
We used to do
That's a
that.
good idea.
We used to do a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Melinda's
Woo, it's
blocked,
so
so
bright.
we can't.
I'd say, there's nothing we can do with, like, there's no way I could keep the room bright enough to see any of you and see that wall at the same time.
She really could have been the focal point.
I know.
So,
Rochelle would have.
what's down
Wait
this
on
way?
us.
All right, sorry.
One-
I have no idea. Because we like you in the front. No, I'm just kidding.